I'm Izuku Midoriya, and I'm the #1 hero. And this is the story of how I found out I'm an Uchiha. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Neopao here. And this week we're going to be doing part 3 of What If Deku Was an Uchiha. So if you have not seen the other parts, I highly recommend you do so you'll not be lost. Links to that playlist will be in the cards and in the description below, so make sure to check that out. Furthermore, guys, I'm going to be doing a little challenge on you guys to see if you can hit it. So I'm going to be setting a like goal for this video of 50 likes. So if you're enjoying this series and want to see more, make sure to smash that like button. Alright guys, so that's enough of the intro, let's go ahead and get into the video. We last left off our young Uchiha fighting for his life during the USJ incident. Deku barely managed to survive, and only because All Might came to his rescue at just the right moment. A day has passed since the tragic incident. Uraraka tries to sit down and talk to Deku because she can sense the built-up frustration inside the young man, and wants to see if she can help. Deku is reflecting on the traumatic events with Uraraka. He was almost completely useless during the invasion, unable to help any of his classmates, and barely was able to stall for time. The potentially powerful combination of both One For All and his Sharingan were going to waste with his current power level. All these thoughts flowing through Deku's brain didn't make him sad, but instead sparked a ravaging flame inside of him. He utterly refused to stay weak. He will grow stronger, no matter what the cost. He shares his thoughts and feelings with Uraraka. I don't know, Uraraka. I felt so useless. I couldn't even protect my friends during the incident.
Come on, Deku. You know that's not true. You gave it your all, and plus those villains were very tough.
Perhaps so, but I feel like I could have been more of a hero.
Well, you're a hero to me, and to all of the class too. Thanks to you, we could stall for time until All Might arrived.
You really mean that, Uraraka?
Yes, from the bottom of my heart. I truly mean it.
Ooh, she's so close. You do make a good point, Uraraka. You know what? I shouldn't be wasting my time moping around. Instead, I'll train harder than ever so I can, protect you and everybody else. The class is told about the UA Sports Festival and the importance of this event. Deku uses the time before the festival to amp up his mental training and further hone on his control of One For All and increase the duration and stamina drain of his visual prowess by constantly training under intense conditions. In just a blink of an eye, the day of the UA Sports Festival has arrived. Deku doesn't know how truly effective his training was since he hasn't had any real-world practice with it. However, he is now able to use 1% of One For All almost completely naturally and can also tap into using 5% of his power for short briefs of time when he needs it the most. As for his Sharingan, he can now hold it up for 10 minutes, but Genjutsu still cuts that time in half. With the sports festival being only a few minutes away from beginning, everyone is nervous since no one knows what to expect. Deku being more nervous than the others since he placed first in the entrance exam and now he's the one that's going to be giving the speech. At first, he stumbles with his words, but then he's able to pick it off and enough strong, making the crowd cheer in excitement. However, once the jitters are out, the students are even more pumped than ever to be able to show off their abilities to the huge audience. The random drawing for the first event occurs, and we still get the obstacle course race. The race is about to begin. Everyone readies their position, and the sirens ring to initiate the start of the race. Like in the anime, Todoroki gets ahead of everyone by trapping and slowing everyone down in the ice. Deku, Bakugo, and the other 1A class students are able to get out of the scummy attack and make their way to Todoroki. Deku easily dodges and gets past the robots by using One For All in combination with his Sharingan. One For All also allows him to get past the large trench obstacle with relative ease by jumping from platform to platform. Since he wasn't delayed as severely here like in canon, he is right behind Bakugo and Todoroki's tail. However, now comes the mine obstacle. He noticed that Bakugo and Todoroki are fighting for first. This gives him the perfect opportunity to hatch a plan. He knows that if he tries to rush to them, they'll just notice and attack him. Instead, he is going to attempt to clear the entire mine trap in one jump. He He is confident enough from his training to risk using 5% of One For All to give him the force he needs. He readies his stance and yells as he uses One For All in all his legs. The force alone causes an explosive shockwave, and many of the participants that are right behind them, including Ida, are pushed back by this. As Deku is flying through the air, he zooms right past Bakugo and Todoroki, causing some of the minds to go off and disorienting the two young heroes. They are shocked as to what just happened, but then they notice Deku way ahead of them and they realize what just happened. They stop fighting each other and try to catch up to Deku. Alas, Deku is just too far ahead and too fast for them to catch up, and he ends up getting first place in the event like in the anime. This massive loss irritates with both Bakugo and Todoroki and curses Deku for using a cheap trick to get ahead of them while they were distracted. We then jump to the next event, which will still be the cavalry battle. Deku is still a huge target for everyone due to him scoring first in the last event and everyone yeeting him and refusing to be his partner. Fortunately, he still has some people he can count on, and Deku tries to recruit them.
Hey Uraraka, do you want to team up with me?
Let's get this bread.
Hey Ida, you want to be on our team?
A pleb like me, so you can use me as one of your pawns. No thank you, I'll be just fine.
Hey, let me be on your team so I can showcase my babies.
Sure. We're still down a couple.
Deku also asks Tokoyami to join his team to enhance the defenses. The battle still plays out normally up until the first half. However, once Uraraka's boots are broken, which reduces Deku's team mobility drastically, he activates his Sharingan, so he will be able to dodge in case anyone tries to pull a fast one. And the time comes. Just as Deku predicted, Ida is getting ready to use his secret overdrive ability to close the distance between his team and Deku's, hoping to give them no time to react. However, with everyone's shocked, especially Ida's, Deku dodges Todoroki's pursuit by jumping in the air. With a combination of 1% of One For All and his Sharingan, and a little boost from Uraraka's Zero Gravity, Deku was able to jump in the air just like Bakugo has been doing the entire game. The crowd goes wild. Deku's team catches him as he's falling. Ida is just in complete silence, feeling defeated and useless. His secret weapon was tossed to the trash like it was nothing, and now his team is immobilized. The time runs out and Deku's team places first since he was able to keep his headband. The same 4 teams from the anime move on ahead. All the fights play out as normal and we end up at the fight between Deku and Todoroki. Like in the anime, it is a battle of endurance. However, Deku does not break any of his limbs here, and just sticks with using 5% of One For All and his Sharingan during the crucial moments. We then get to a part where Deku does Taka no Jutsu to Todoroki so he can stop holding back and use his fire half. After the scene, Deku and Todoroki then ready for their clash. However, right before Todoroki releases his giant fire attack, Deku activates his Genjutsu on Todoroki. This hinders Todoroki's perception of where Deku actually is, and this allows Deku to dodge the beam and run behind Todoroki. Since the fire attack creates a lot of dust and rubble, no one sees Deku's movement. As the dust clears, we see a silhouette of Deku standing victorious over Todoroki. Deku had knocked out Hot. This is a side note, but no one actually notices that Deku uses his Sharingan since there was a lot of fire and explosions happening during this event. After Deku wins, he goes to Recovery Girl to heal and get ready for his next fight. Before Deku knows it, the final battle is about to begin. He's going against Bakugo, which brings flashbacks to the time he fought him during All Might's test. The fight is just now moments away from starting. Deku is a little nervous since he doesn't want to make Bakugo mad again, but he is confident in his skills. Bakugo is also looking suspiciously confident as if he has something that he's hiding. Deku takes note of this, but does not know what it could be. Both fighters are staring each other down. Surprisingly, no one wants to make the first move. However, suddenly, Bakugo starts creating large explosions, which kicks up a lot of dust and smoke in the arena. Bakugo uses this tactic so he can disorientate Deku and hit a blind spot. Even though Bakugo does not know about Deku's Sharingan, he knows that something about his eyesight is exceptional. As Bakugo flies around, he sees an opening and charges in. Deku, who is unable to see, hears Bakugo approaching, but has no clue from where. Before Deku knows it, he is hit square in the face and almost pushed off the arena. Fortunately, he was able to use One For All to use the shockwave and to push himself back into the arena, clearing some smoke in the process. This gives Deku an idea. Bakugo saw that the tactic was effective, so he tries it again. However, this time Deku uses One For All by clapping his hands, which creates enough wind force to disperse the smoke. Then Deku charges at the unexpected Bakugo and punches him in the gut, making him cough up spit. This back and forth fighting continues for the remainder of the match. Side note, Deku does not use his Sharingan in this match since there is no way for him to conceal it. With the time clicking down, the match still looks even. However, both heroes are beyond exhausted. They both realize that they'll need to finish the battle in the next final blow. Deku charges up 10% of One For All in his hand, while Bakugo readies his Tornado Vortex ability. They both clash their attacks and a small atomic bomb-like explosion occurs. The Seaman guy is able to keep the explosion from spreading to the audience. However, our young fighters aren't as fortunate. Everyone is silent, as no one knows what just happened. No one can see anything from all the dust and rubble. Then suddenly, they see a shadowy figure through the clearing dust. Is it Deku? Is it Bakugo? No, it's both of them. They are both leaning on each other, knocked out cold. It is a draw? At first, the audience is stunned. Then after a few moments, an abrupt roar of cheers can be heard. This has never happened before. They end up making a tiebreaker by tallying all the scores from the previous events. Since Deku placed first in all of them, he wins the tiebreaker and is the champion of the UA Sports Festival. Bakugo is second. However, neither of them are happy with the results, since in their books, there was no true victor. After the students' debut at the sports festival, Class 1A has to make an important decision: their hero names. As in the anime, Midoriya still picks Deku to be his hero name because it stands as a reminder to how far he has come and how much he still has room to grow. After this, the students still get to go to their internships. A Razorhead shows the class the amount of requests that come surging in after the sports festival. Since Deku won at this festival, most of the requests were for him, with Bakugo and Todoroki having second and third most requests, respectively. Deku was so excited to see that he has caught the attention of many pro-hero agencies. He was actually pretty overwhelmed since he had to choose only one from the pile of requests. Deku decides to consult All Might for advice on which agency he should pick.
I don't know which agency to choose for my internship. All Might, what should I do?
Well, if you want my recommendation, there is someone who comes to mind, but he can be a little extreme.
All Might suggests his former teacher, the one who taught him how to properly use One For All. Deku takes All Might's suggestion and chooses Gran Torino as his internship mentor. Deku arrives at Gran Torino's home to introduce himself for the internship. He finds there the same senior Gran Torino as in the anime. After their introduction, Gran Torino tests Deku's power to see how well he can handle himself against the pro-veteran hero. Seeing how capable Deku is and how well he has mastered One For All, Gran Torino decides to help with the combat training just as he trained All Might in the past. As they are training, memories flood through Gran Torino's minds of the days before All Might became who he is today. He sees how much potential Deku has and knows that one day he will be a great hero, probably even greater than All Might himself. Gran Torino says,
You made an excellent choice, Toshinori.
Gran Torino puts Deku through long training sessions every day, which allowed Deku to tap into 10% of One For All, but only for a short amount of time and only during crucial moments since using it drains his energy. Deku also learned that using One For All on only part of his body was inefficient, so he now uses it throughout his whole body. Deku and Gran Torino still travel on the train and get attacked by one of the Nomus as in the anime. The fight escalates and Deku joins. Hearing as Ida has gone off on his own, and knowing that Killer Stain's victims were usually found not far from the sightings of the Nomus, Deku puts two and two together and assumes that Ida has probably gone off to find Killer Stain on his own to revenge his elder brother. Deku takes off and runs through the dark alleyway of the city in hopes of catching up to Ida. When he finds Ida, he sees him lying on the floor, all bloody and seconds away from getting pierced by Killer Stain's sword. Deku quickly jumps into action and using 5% lands a solid kick on Killer Stain, which pushes him back away from Ida.
Are you okay, Ida?
What are you doing here?
I had the suspicion you were in trouble, so I came to help.
I don't need your help! This is my fight!
Ida! Stop being so stubborn! Listen, I'm here to help, not only as a hero, but as a friend. Now, whether you like it or not, I will keep you safe. So, let me do this.
Fine. Do as you will. But just don't get killed. Would hate to have your death on my conscience.
Deku knows this fight will be very difficult, especially with so many victims around. So he sends out a distress signal of his location to the rest of his classmates, hoping someone will see it. For now, Killer Stain is explaining to Deku his reasons for wanting to kill all the imposter heroes. Deku is enraged from hearing the trivial reasons to justify murder and yells that it is wrong to kill people. Deku then activates his Sharingan. This annoys Killer Stain, and once seems like a split second, he lunges towards Deku to cut him so he can lick his blood, which we know would immobilize Deku. However, Deku can see this clearly with his Sharingan and dodges. Killer Stain is shocked by the kid's fast reflexes and tries to slash again, but Deku just keeps dodging them. Killer Stain becomes enraged and changes his tactics. He tries to go for a kill shot, and right before he lands the blow on Deku's heart, Todoroki comes in and freezes Killer Stain in his tracks. This leaves Killer Stain wide open and gives Deku the opportunity to charge up a smash attack using 10% of One For All and hit the villain straight in the face, knocking him out cold. And that's where we're going to end part 3 of What If Deku Was an Uchiha. So guys, we really hope you're enjoying the series as we put a lot of time and sweat into these to make sure they're perfect and fabulous for you guys. Remember to smash that like button and get that 50 like goal so you guys can see a continuation of this part. I will say as a side note that there will not be a video next week as there's a big life event happening for me then. But after that, the videos are going to be coming out hot as ever, so make sure to subscribe and hit that bell to get notified when they drop. So guys, it's been good. I hope to see you in the next video. Peace out.